Since the last time the Celtics made the finals almost 2 years ago, one common topic of discussion surrounding Celtics superstar Jayson Tatum has been his underwhelming performances in the big games. 2 years ago, he averaged only 21.5 points in the finals on putrid efficiency, and last night it felt like the lingering sentiment from his Game 2 performance was more of the same. He finished with 18 points on 6 of 22 shooting. However, watching this game, he was so much more impactful than the box score suggests. Now, Tatum struggled mightily finishing at the rim, but one thing that stood out to me from this game was his ability to constantly put pressure on the rim with his drives. He started the game getting the switch onto Luka and turns his back here to protect the basketball from Luka's signature poke from behind move. This collapses the defense and allows for Jrue Holiday to attack a closeout for 2. Again, when he comes down court, he calls for Hauser to put Luka back in the action, and a quick in and out dribble is all that's needed to get a paint touch and create a wide open 3 that just rims off. And shooting variance was another large factor in this game. In Game 1, I talked about how prolific the Celtics were shooting the ball in the first half. However, in this game, Boston started 0 of 8 from 3 and finished making only 25% of their threes. This shooting variance is normal for teams that take a lot of them, but this shouldn't take away from the terrific job Tatum did creating openings for his teammates. This time, he sets a screen to get Kyrie on him in the post, and with the size advantage, this forces Dallas to double from the baseline, and he finds a cutting Jaylen Brown for the dunk. We've talked about the Celtics' spacing in previous videos, and how that allows Tatum to have all the room in the world to create and see openings when he goes ISO. This 5-out attack is so difficult to contain because every time he turns the corner, the Celtics are getting a great look out of it. This time Tatum is cross-matched with Lively in transition, and the blow-by forces PJ Washington to step up, and Tatum makes the gorgeous laydown pass to Jrue Holiday. Now, Boston likes to leave a player in the dunker spot on the same side where Tatum drives. So on this play, he blows by Lively again, and White gets an open baseline jumper that just falls off. Tatum catches this play off a kickout, and this spin move to get past PJ Washington forces Gafford to help. And it's another open 3 for Derek White that doesn't fall, but the ball lands right into Jrue's lap, and Tatum scores on the second chance. So, even without these shots falling, Tatum has generated a ton of open looks, despite the fact that he did not finish at the basket well at all. Even in pick and roll, Tatum made some plays. When Jrue slips this screen, it momentarily puts 2 on Tatum, and the manipulation here is key to momentarily preoccupy Kyrie with the cutter so he can find Derek White in the corner for 3. This was probably his best read of the night, where he begins to post up Josh Green at the 3-point line, and the Mavs again send the double from the baseline, so he splits the 2 defenders to find the cutting Jrue Holiday. This time in transition, Tatum looks to post up Dante Exum, and at this point the Mavs were so concerned with his slashing that they had Daniel Gafford camping in the paint despite the Celtics playing 5 out. And even though Tatum misses the open Brown, the ball eventually finds him for the open 3. Jason Kidd and the Mavs made a subtle adjustment in Game 2, quietly having Gafford switch onto Celtics near the dunker spot mid-play, so he can stay closer to the rim. But even that doesn't matter here, because Tatum puts the moves on Luka to collapse the defense for another open triple. These perimeter ISOs for Tatum were essentially a death sentence for Dallas if they sent extra help. He gets by Gafford with ease here, and a hard foul from Kyrie prevents what would have been an easy dunk. Now, to be clear, I don't think Tatum is an elite offensive player. He has his flaws that certainly showed itself last night, but part of what makes Tatum so impactful in games where he doesn't shoot well is also his defense. Joe Mazzulla again had Tatum on one of the Dallas bigs in this game to take away the lob, which worked yet again. Tatum did switch out onto Luka a bit more in this game. Here he gets a good contest on his step back 3. So, the Mavs went with Maxi Kleber a bit in this game, because he could stretch the floor and bring Tatum away from the basket. Tatum switches onto Luka again, stays in front, and the Celtics will live with these contested above the break 3s. This play really shows the 1 through 4 versatility Tatum possesses on defense. He switches onto Kyrie here and forces him into a difficult fadeaway. This play really shows the impact Tatum has in this scheme because on this play, KP gets cross-matched onto Lively, and that allows Luka to walk into a pull-up 3. So on the next possession, Tatum tells KP to take Derrick Jones Jr. so he can guard Lively again. The Mavs screen Kyrie to go one-on-one with Tatum again, and he stands down and forces another miss. Again, see how Dallas' short roll offense is unlocked when a slower-footed big is assigned to Lively. Versus when Tatum is the assignment, Luka has to call for another switch to avoid Tatum, and his behind-the-back pass is blown up by Tatum's long arms. And here's what having a Tatum-Brown wing tandem does for your defense. Because when Gafford sets this screen to give Luka a new matchup, the two Jays can switch or show on these screens to blow up passes. Tatum had a ton of timely steals and deflections in this game, but perhaps none bigger than this poke from behind on Kyrie Irving that helped Boston preserve a single-digit lead that almost slipped away near the end. And so, with all the discourse surrounding Tatum's chilly shooting performance, last night's game I think perfectly encapsulates his value as an all-around player in other ways that can't be quantified by shooting splits. Was he amazing? Certainly not. But it was again his versatility and playmaking that helped Boston fight through some cold shooting to take a 2-0 lead in this year's finals. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it to the end, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. Also, be sure to give me a follow on Twitter. It'll be linked in the description box below. And check out my WNBA content, which will ramp up when the finals comes to a close. In the comments, let me know what letter grade you would give Jayson Tatum's performance last night. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.